It was an absolute bloodbath at ESPN yesterday. Nearly 20 on-air personalities have been fired, a lot of them who have been at the company for over 2 decades. You got people like Jeff Van Gundy, who had been there for 16 years, Susie Kolber, who had been there for 27 years, Steve Young, Max Kellerman, Keyshawn Johnson, a lot of big names, all in an effort to shed over $30 million in salary for an ESPN who is bleeding right now and has been for a long time. But someone who got caught up in this, who is likely a big reason that all these people got fired, is Pat McAfee. Now, certainly when Pat McAfee announced that he was going to ESPN, it didn't go over well for him. We talked about how he got ratioed day after day after day, how so many people in his fan base were furious that he's going to ESPN after saying that he wouldn't, promising that the show won't change, but with so many people knowing, is that really going to be the case? Well, Pat McAfee drew a lot of ire yesterday from some people who were blaming him directly for a lot of these ESPN layoffs. Pat McAfee reacts to angry fans blaming him for brutal ESPN firings. Pat McAfee has broken his silence about the ESPN layoffs. On Friday, ESPN suffered a brutal wave of layoffs as some of their top on-air personalities were let go in a cost-cutting move. Included in the layoffs were Jeff Van Gundy, Susie Kolber, Jalen Rose, Steve Young, Keyshawn Johnson, and Max Kellerman. We talked about that. According to the New York Post, ESPN believes the layoffs will save them money and allow them to keep some behind-the-scenes people. Wow, incredible. But Pat McAfee just recently signed a deal that's about a $20 million per year deal with ESPN. So pretty much all the salary that they saved, it looks like it's going directly to Pat McAfee. And a lot of people pointed that out. ESPN out here firing all these people to clear all that cap space for Pat McAfee. It's an evil world we live in. I don't know a single person who enjoys Pat McAfee. ESPN firing so many great employees just to overpay for a glorified frat bro is the most baffling business decision I've ever seen. I'll push back on that one. A lot of people tune into Pat McAfee. There's a reason ESPN's interested in him now. It's because that what Pat McAfee had done and the people he's able to get on, the conversations he was able to have, the attention that he got, the views that he was getting, ESPN envies that because ESPN can't get that anymore. A lot of people do watch Pat McAfee. That's just a fucking reality. He has changed the game so much so that they want to eliminate their competition and have him work for them. But Pat McAfee has responded. There was those just 2 tweets, but there was a lot of stuff out there about Pat McAfee. Now, he put out this post with a lot of members of his team. Right? Again, what he's grown with the Pat McAfee show is pretty incredible. A lot of people still upset that he is sold out effectively to ESPN, but here's what he puts out. Built on stone. I did a lot of reflecting about our show's journey while I was getting murdered on the internet today. All roads lead back to how honored I am to be a leader of such a talented group, how lucky I am to be a part of this team. We do our thing. We enjoy ourselves. We never blink. Basement, box truck, world stoppage, you name it, the show rolls on. We're very pumped to be joining ESPN, and our goal is that mass exits are never a thing again. We hope to help that. Obviously, that's a lofty goal, but that's how I truly look at life. I wish we could have worked alongside a lot of these folks that got released today. Some absolute legends we all respect. In the sports world, we're trending today for losing jobs. That sucks no matter how you slice it. We're going to continue to control things we can control, try to do daily sports coverage in an entertaining, informative fashion, be thankful for all the opportunities we've earned through a lot of hard work and commitment to the group of dudes I get to call coworkers. Have an incredible weekend. Cheers from all of us. I'm sure that Pat McAfee didn't want all these people to get fired, but the reality is that it looks like all of these people have been fired to make space for Pat McAfee's show. Now, ESPN's been failing. We've talked about this a lot. Woke ESPN is a failure. The reason they're doing these things is because they can't afford to continue doing things the way that they were. So they end up firing a shit ton of people to try to get enough money saved in order to pay someone like Pat McAfee to come in. I don't know if it's going to work for them. I don't know if it's going to boost their ratings. I'm not sure. But that's the reason so many people lost their jobs, because ESPN has been mismanaged for years. They focus more on social justice and identity politics than they have on sports. And that is a problem. We'll see what happens with the Pat McAfee experiment. Obviously, I think he probably feels a little shitty that all these people are losing their jobs when he's coming in there, or at the very least feels shitty that he's being blamed for it. But we'll see what happens going forward. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.